Early Sunday morning right here along Miles Road, a jogger saw what they thought was a black bear, immediately called police, but when police showed up, no sign of the bear.
A few minutes later, the bear was spotted behind this home in Moreland Hills. This recreation identifies how witnesses say the bear escaped into the woods.
I don't like Pokemon. And I take a guess, unless you're a die-hard fan, that you don't like it either. Which is weird because when I was younger, I loved Pokemon. I had a bunch of the plushes, I watched the anime, and my very first game I got with my 3DS was Pokemon Moon. But as I grew older, I grew out of Pokemon, specifically with the release of Pokemon Sword and Shield, which was the first mainline game in the franchise on a console, and yet it still looked like it belonged on the 3DS, and on top of that it had mind-numbingly boring gameplay. The only Pokemon game in recent memory that I actually liked was Pokemon Legends Arceus, with its new direction and more free-flowing gameplay, so I was a little hopeful that Pokemon Legends ZA would be good. Unfortunately, that was not the case. It takes the formula I liked from Arceus and dumbs down its freedom into a super linear game that holds your hand for the entirety of its boring gameplay loop. So, let's get into Pokemon Legends ZA. I find modern Pokemon's bizarre difficulty fascinating. Most games start easy and progressively ramp up in difficulty, while others start difficult and, either due to abilities or experience the player gains, gets easier over time. Pokemon Legends ZA starts easy and gets easier over time. You'll go from killing everything in 3 shots with just your starter Pokemon to one-shotting everything with just your starter Pokemon. In turn, the main gameplay loop is incredibly boring. The most fun I had with this game was running around the wild zones collecting all the different Pokemon, but even that is incredibly limiting compared to Legends Arceus' open world, and after a while, it too became boring. The thing everyone has been talking about with this game is the lack of polish on display. This has been the case for a while now, but Game Freak, owners of the highest grossing media franchise ever, are still making games with these low quality textures. The game also has pretty well animated cutscenes, but they're made ultimately awkward by the exclusion of voice acting. It's even weirder when you consider that these cutscenes are lip-synced. Why would you go through the effort of making these characters' mouths match what they're saying, and then not have them speak? I just think back to Breath of the Wild from 2017, with its gorgeous visuals, fun gameplay, and, well, not good voice acting, but still voice acting nonetheless, and Game Freak can't even manage a fraction of that in 2025 and with new hardware available. They've been repeatedly getting beaten out by not only other Nintendo devs, but also other Pokemon developers like Bandai Namco with games like Pokken and New Pokemon Snap. This game serves as just another example of Game Freak's laziness, and that laziness was made even worse by them trying to charge $30 for the DLC to this game before it even came out. In summary, Pokemon Legends ZA is just another poor outing from Game Freak. It's even worse because this year has had a few really big RPG releases. It seemed like Pokemon was moving forward with Legends Arceus, even if just a little bit, so to see a follow-up to that game regress so much is just plain disappointing. That's all I got for now. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and hit that bell icon to be notified for whenever I make a new video. The next review should be Predator Badlands, so if you're interested in that or interested in supporting the channel more, then turn on notifications and check out my other videos. Okay, that's it. Bye.